Hi, everybody. I'm Mortellus, popping in from the crow's nest to say hi. As usual, giving myself permission to not edit this and let that be okay. What am I listening to today? I'm listening to the latest album by Coheed and Cambria, the father of Make Believe, and really enjoying track 5. What am I reading? This morning, I was reading an article in The Wild Hunt written by Luke Babb. It's titled I Write Tragedies, Not Sins, quality title. They're talking a bit about the magic of storytelling, and I found it really thought-provoking. They say at one point, I've always thought of magic as the language that we use to speak to the universe. Often that's quite literal. Uh, they go on to say, I don't know of nearly as many practices that lean on the practical, magical power of storytelling. It's a concept I've been playing with for a while in my practice and my theology, pondering the ways in which inspiration, repetition, and collaboration inform my magic and my writing. I have joked in tones that are less and less joking that storytelling is the paradigm I use for my magic more than any other. If magic is the language we use to talk to the universe, stories are how humans talk to each other, create shared meaning, and intentionally change minds and circumstances. I have heard people talk about telling a story as a magical act, but I know fewer people who practice magic who are ready to sit down and ponder the magical implications of the ways they retell their myths, the fan fiction that they write, or the way they approach creative writing in general. They go on, of course, and I hope you'll read the article. I'll put links below. But I found that really thought-provoking, especially as someone who writes TTRPG games and sort of plays around with the idea of games as ritual and magic. I just thought it was really interesting. What am I wearing? I'm wearing my Trans Lives Are Sacred t-shirt made by the wonderful Frank Duffy. I'll also put a link to that below. And I've also added links to my link tree and wish lists, which I took the time yesterday to divide up into one that is personal. Hey, crap I like, stuff my kids are interested in. One for Rutherford Aid Network, which is stuff for hurricane recovery, distribution, local aid, that kind of thing. And one for Indivisible Rutherford, which is the indivisible group that I am now heading up in my community. This is items we need for protests, noisemakers, and sign making supplies and markers and those sorts of things. So if that interests you, it is also below. I did get quite a few questions on Patreon when I asked if anybody wanted me to address anything in this video. Birdie in particular asked how to practice necromancy on the go, like a long commute. This is it's really silly, but I love to listen to playlists consisting exclusively of musicians who are deceased, podcasts where the speaker is someone deceased, and it's just a way to remember that person, lift up their voice, and participate in something they created while they were alive. I think that's a really just practical, everyday kind of necromancy. Let's see what else. Oh, asked, black seems to be your favorite color. Do you have a second favorite? I do like black, and I exclusively wear monochrome, but it's not necessarily because it's my favorite color. I like black because it includes every color. To me, it's a rainbow. But when I was in school, I had a photography teacher who said something that really stuck with me. They said that black and white is for when you have something to say, and color is for when you have something to show someone. And I think that sort of became a point of emphasis on why I always wear monochromatic tones. I always want people to focus on what I've come to say rather than something I'm showing them. I don't really want it to be about how I decorate my meat suit so much as what I've come to share. I do sometimes wear colors, particularly if it has a magical purpose. If I had to pick a second favorite color other than black, I would probably choose plummy purples or red, There have been times in my life where we're a lot of red, so take from that what you will. I don't know if it makes it a favorite though. Um, I was also asked if I had a favorite local or regional food by Alyssa. I think I cannot possibly be from Western North Carolina and not say liver mush. Um, I know everybody's sort of gut reactions to go, ew, what the heck? But some of the earliest settlers in my local area were German, and they could not find ingredients they needed to make the sausages that they were used to making. So liver mush is sort of what came out of them sort of making things that were aligned with what they might have eaten in their home country. So it's more like a sausage that's square, I guess. Um, they have to be a certain percent. It's like 90% pork to qualify to be liver mush, and it is basically exclusively made in this area. One of the major factories that produces it is right here in my county, actually. Um, but it has kind of a like spicy breakfast sausage kind of flavor, and it is best if you like slice pieces of it and fry them in a little oil so they're like nice and crispy and eat them on toast. A lot of people would say it must be with mustard, but I don't like mustard very much, so I've never done that. Um, Tina asked about some community building efforts, particularly because I was talking on Discord about letter writing. You can see piles and piles and piles of envelopes behind me. I am doing that because I'm hoping to build a little community here in my region. I think that community is resistant, so I'm trying to bring people together. I think we tend to get this uh, feeling that we're the only person like us in an area, but that is just statistically untrue. So I went to my state website and downloaded voter registration data. That's free information for you if you're looking to find people in your area that you might be able to collaborate with. I downloaded this humongous spreadsheet. I sorted it by counties, got rid of the ones I didn't need, and then sorted by party affiliation, throw out all the Republicans. Um, and then I started sorting by like streets and communities and areas. So I started by writing to the people on my literal street who are Democratic voters, and I'm sort of spreading outward. I thought that maybe if I took the time to handwrite to people and say, hey, this is who I am, and I'd love to get to know you, and maybe build some community and get out there and do protests and work together and help each other, and let's garden together and grow food for people who don't have much, and how can we be there for each other right now? I thought that maybe, just maybe, that could grow into something more. I do think that we are stronger together and we are wiser together. We have the opportunity to change the world just a little bit. Hopefully not a lot of people just think I'm a weirdo or like see my home address and come egg my house or something. Robin asked me a question I kind of wanted to end with. She wrote, I love to ask this question of anyone who I respect and consider to be an example of great fortitude. What is your personal definition of resilience? That's a tough one, I guess. I don't know if I consider myself resilient. I feel like I'm really messy, but I think that resilience is just resilience is the decision to keep showing up with showing up with purpose, with integrity, just being present, even when life is uncertain or unfair or painful. I don't think it's about never breaking. It's about what we choose to build with the pieces after we pick ourselves back up again. It's that capacity to be both soft and strong, to feel everything and still find the will to keep moving forward. It's not always about coming to the table with a battle cry in our mouth. It's sometimes just saying, this is hard, but I'm still here. I don't know if that answers your question, Robin, but it's how I would define it. So I'll leave you with that. Until next time, stay safe out there.